AI is changing. It's an absolute gold rush right now. Companies like Nvidia are exploding. Venture capitalists are dumping billions into the industry. Big tech companies are buying GPUs like crazy. All these companies keep rolling out their latest LLM models. They're all in an arms race. The question is, why is AI such a big deal now? And what do these companies know that you don't? Do you remember the first time you saw or ever used an AI? For me, it was back in 2017 when OpenAI was this tiny, little bitty unknown company. One of the first models they ever built was for this video game called Dota 2. They essentially trained this bot so well that it just stomped a whole bunch of pro players. And this was pretty cool at the time, but it didn't really get picked up by mainstream media. It kind of just flew under the radar and everyone forgot about it. Fast forward to 2022 and everything changed. OpenAI released GPT to the world, and it was the first time that everyday people could actually interact and see the benefits of AI for themselves. It was the first time AI was built for the consumer. And up until this point, AI was really just a buzzword used by the big tech companies. The response was insane. The app had 1 million users in the first 5 days. And as of 2024, they're upwards around 180 million. That makes GPT the fastest growing app in history. Faster than Facebook, faster than Instagram, faster than everyone, even TikTok. Let's pause real quick and just define AI. How does AI actually work? Is it actually sentient? Does it understand? What's the difference between generative AI, LLMs, chatbots, deepfakes, all of these different buzzwords? What is it? And who better to define AI than an actual AI? Let's see what GPT says.
AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to the development of computer systems or machines that can perform tasks that normally require human intelligence.
Not super helpful, right? It's hard to put just a single definition on AI because it can do so many different things. Here's my definition. It's really just a computer acting on tons of data to simulate human-like reasoning and intelligence. All of this came to a head back in 2017 when a couple of really smart people at Google created this new neural network called the Transformer. Basically just a way more efficient way to process and understand data. There's a 15-page research paper on it if you're interested. So before Transformers, you had these things called recurrent neural networks. The problem was they weren't super efficient at processing large amounts of data. They were slow, inefficient, and not super scalable. They processed data sequentially, one after the other. What Transformers did is they made it possible to take advantage of GPUs so you could process data in parallel and not one by one. And that just makes things way faster. Essentially, the way this works is you have an encoder and a decoder. The encoder sucks in inputs and the decoder generates outputs. Basically, there's this whole process called reinforcement learning where you have a human in the loop training the AI how to interpret the data. You can think of this as someone labeling the data so the AI doesn't misinterpret it. In order for GPT to understand what an apple is, somebody first has to explain what an apple is and show it an apple. So when the output is good, you reward the AI, and when the output is bad, you punish the AI. And it creates this feedback loop where it's constantly learning and iterating. And the bigger the model is, the more examples you train the AI on, the better it gets. For context, GPT-3 was trained on 45 terabytes of data and 175 billion different parameters. Most people don't realize this, but we've actually had AI for years now. It's just gotten way more efficient over the decades and a lot easier to understand. There's actually a really good article from Salesforce which documents the entire history of AI. But the biggest use case for AI actually started with the tech giants, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, companies that have millions and billions of users. And they all had to solve the same problem. They all needed to figure out how to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. And the only way to do that is with relevancy, showing you the thing you're most likely to engage with. Everyone calls this the algorithm now, and it's really just an AI determining what you see. The videos on your homepage, the products you get recommended, the shows you watch, the tweets you see, it's all AI. And these same companies that built these giant AI recommendation engines retrofitted that same technology to serve ads, and it created this huge world of digital advertising. Here's the question though, if big tech companies have had AI for years, why are we just now getting GPT, Gemini, Copilot? Why are they just now rolling it out to the public? Why didn't we get this stuff years ago? And it all goes back to OpenAI. You see, all these tech giants made a critical error building these closed ecosystems to manipulate user behavior with recommendations. What they failed to realize though, is that AI could actually be used to collect more data to fuel their AI. Because if 180 million people are using GPT, that's 180 million people not using your products. It's not that the big tech companies cared, It's that data is the most important asset in the world right now, and AI is only as good as the data underneath it. To learn, it needs to be fed, and if you're not feeding it, it's not learning. Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they all want to collect those same conversations that GPT is collecting because they can use that to further fuel their AI algorithms. It's all about collecting as much data as possible to create a moat, a monopoly, a way to make your technology defensible so no one else can compete with you. The more they know about you, the more personalized they can be to you. Just take YouTube. If you subscribe to this channel and like the video, YouTube's going to recommend more content like this because they take that as a signal that you enjoyed it. If you like a post on Instagram, Instagram's going to show you more of that person. If you respond to a comment on X, X might show you more comments like that in the future. Everything you do feeds the AI. LLMs like Gemini and GPT just made AI accessible to the public in a way that they could understand it. The real reason every company's racing to build AI products is it's just a starting point. It's another channel, another way for them to collect more data on you. Google's got YouTube and Google Search. Now they have Gemini. That's a third channel, a third way for them to interact with their customers. Everyone's excited about all these awesome use cases AI can solve, and don't get me wrong, the use cases are really cool and the possibilities are pretty much endless, but they're all missing a key point. The real future of AI is not generative AI, it's not LLMs, it's AI decisioning, carefully orchestrating and curating every aspect of your life, automating and personalizing every experience to you. What I'm trying to say is that your digital footprint, the pages you visit, the tweets you read, the videos you watch, it's all creating a digital copy of you, your digital DNA that you don't even know exists. And really, the biggest use case for this is marketing. Because if you have an AI sitting on top of all of this data, you can run infinite experiments. And you end up creating this world where every website you visit, every product you purchase, every ad you see, every video you watch is uniquely tailored to your personal preferences and needs without you even thinking about it. And all this is because the AI is learning from millions of experiments it's running simultaneously. That means testing across emails, advertisements, all with different messages at different times, at different channels. And it's all on a one-to-one basis. No more general audience targeting where you're just lumped in a group with other individuals. Everything you see and interact with in the next 5 years is going to be curated to your specific needs. You see, because what every company's trying to do is drive you to specific outcomes. For Walmart, that's consistent repeat purchases. For Netflix, that's subscriptions. For Amazon, that's increasing your average order size. The point is, data is the thing that powers AI. And the reason that every company is hopping on this bandwagon is because they've all realized the same thing. AI is the secret to printing money. And if you don't believe me, just watch our latest video on Walmart.